Silver's once again held its own against the corrupt manipulative tactics of those who want it all for themselves. After breaking 12-year highs, it took a dip, which was expected with such a drastic rally. I'm sure some of you are kicking yourselves wishing you took advantage of that $26.50 price we just had, since it's now pushing back above $30. But in the grand scheme of things, a few extra worthless pieces of paper won't make much of a difference. There will be extraordinary amounts of people in the near future wishing they could have got silver at only $30 an ounce because its true value is yet to meet the masses. You and I know a little secret which holds the key to financial freedom. Unfortunately, most will find out after it's too late. But of course, there's only so much silver to go around, so I'm gonna keep stacking while I can. Let's dive deep into exactly what's happening with silver's price, why it rebounded, and most importantly, where it's headed next.
Connection established.
Welcome back and thank you for tuning in, folks. I put together an incredible video for each and every single one of you. You're gonna want to stick around because I broke this video up in segments just to make it that much more interesting. Before we jump into this article though, folks, you might want to subscribe, not for my sake, but for your own, because it's once again about to be giveaway time, and I'm not known for skimpy little giveaways. I do massive ones. Not only is there going to be a main channel giveaway, but in 10 days, I'll be doing another huge silver contest over at the Secret Silver Society. You could join in the link below, patreon.com/silverslayer. Everyone gets one guess of what silver's price will be on closing of August 31st, and whoever gets the closest to the penny wins some silver. A really fun contest. The Secret Silver Society is great anyways. We have the membership discussion board. Everyone just kind of hangs out in there. It's a great place to talk, meet other stackers without the YouTube comments section, of course. And folks, check this out. I was blown away when I saw this. This week's special at Miles Franklin, along with some other things, are these 10th ounce Britannias. Just like a 90% dime, but it's pure silver. And Britannias are very detailed. So having this beautiful little coin for only $4.99 a coin, it's so cool. I want to buy like a massive bag of them and just have a whole bunch of these little beautiful coins I could pass out to a friend or a family member. It's only $4.99, so it's not like it's a big deal. And I just think it would be so cool. I love fractional silver. Usually it's too pricey. I'd rather go with dimes, but these are about the same price anyways. Plus it's 3 nines fine, and it's an actual coin. Just very interesting. I never seen those before, so if you guys want to purchase some, you can email me, slayer@milesfranklin.com, or call me 330-485-6172. You could buy one, or you could buy 5 million of them. Doesn't matter. There's no limit. So yeah, anyways, let's jump into this. So to kick things off, folks, thanks for sticking through all those announcements. We have this article from FX Empire, came out today, fresh off the press. Silver Daily Forecast. Momentum strong at 29.35, further gains ahead, question mark. This came out today, fresh off the press. Now, silver has risen since the time of this article coming out this morning. It is $29.55. And that's from Kitco. I saw it up to $30.03 on the COMEX. Now, some of you might not know this, but there are different spot prices throughout the day. There's the LBMA and the COMEX, and there's Shanghai and other, but there's not just one universal spot price. It's depending on where you look. That's why on some websites you'll see some prices and others. I've had people ask me that before. I just wanted to throw that in there. But anyways, here's some key points. Silver continues to climb, trading in the mid $29 range amid safe haven demand. Samsung's new battery could significantly increase global silver demand. If you guys didn't check out my video the other day, I covered this information. Silver's bullish trend holds above 29.34 with targets near 29.83 in sight, so it's looking like that's what it's moving towards. Here's the overview. Silver continued its upward momentum during the European trading session on Wednesday, trading in the mid $29 level. This recovery follows the metal's recent dip to its lowest level since May, driven by a dovish Federal Reserve stance, pressure on the US dollar, and geopolitical uncertainties which have bolstered silver's status as a safe haven asset. And remember when silver was $26.50 and people were freaking out and it was because the dollar was strengthening? I was telling people, do you think the dollar's going to strengthen forever? The only way you think silver will never do anything is if you genuinely believe the dollar will strengthen and hold its ground, hold its value for the foreseeable future. Because if that doesn't happen, then silver will come out on top. And we all know the dollar's lost 98% of its purchasing power. We're $35 trillion in debt, right? Every fiat-based system does collapse. So there's a guarantee that silver will come out on top simply from that stat alone, from that fact alone. Anyone who says, oh, silver will never do 50 or anything, that means they genuinely think in 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now, the dollar will still be holding its value, which is a ridiculous thing to think. So, anyway, Samsung's solid-state battery, a game changer for silver demand. According to retired investment professional Kevin Bambro, Samsung's new solid-state battery, incorporating silver as a key component, is set to drive significant demand for the metal. The battery features, I already made a video about this, but basically, new EVs, new batteries are all going to push silver demand higher, even if it makes the gadget or whatever it is more efficient, meaning requiring more silver. They're going to do that. People tend to think they're going to keep reducing the amount of silver in EVs and everything. But if silver makes that EV or that solar panel more efficient, then they're going to use actually more silver. For example, the solar panels actually are using twice as much silver now. They're putting panels on the backside of the solar panel because the panels in the desert, the light reflecting off the sand can actually generate energy from the other side. So now solar panels are using double the amount of silver, the PV cells or the photovoltaic cells that are in solar panels. So I'm assuming this is going to continue to happen as we advance digitally. Essential points. Anticipation of a September Federal Reserve rate cut has boosted silver prices. Investors expect a 25 basis point rate reduction, leading to lower U.S. Treasury yields and a weaker dollar. The CME Group's FedWatch tool shows a 70% probability of the rate cut, reflecting strong market sentiment. That's an interesting statistic. The Reuters poll suggests most economists anticipate 25 basis point cuts at each of the Fed's 3 remaining 2024 meetings. Fed Governor Michelle Bowman warns inflation concerns may delay rate cuts, potentially limiting silver gains. Geopolitical tensions further drive demand for silver as a safe haven asset, supporting the metal's recent rally. So I'm not going to go over the short-term forecast and all that. You guys can check that out. I want to check out this other article that came out yesterday, though. Is it finally time for silver's price to shine? I'd like for you to answer that question down below as well. What do you think? Do you think that since it just broke past 12-year highs and it had to take that dip, a correction, that had to happen if you wanted it to continue to keep going up past the 12-year highs? It can't just go straight up. That's not how markets work. But do you think that once it inches near the 12-year highs again and goes past the 3250, do you think that would be the time? I genuinely don't know, and I don't really care. And the only reason I would want silver to go higher is if I'm planning on selling, but I'm not planning on selling ever, if maybe 10, 15 years down the line. So I really don't care too much. I understand silver's true value. I understand the dollar's true value, and that's all that really matters to me. Some people, they might want to retire something, so I get it. But few metals have teased investors with as many false starts and dashed hopes over the past decade as silver. Yet the current landscape suggests that silver might finally be poised to reclaim its shine. We believe there is a compelling bullish case for the white metal, with its prospects looking more promising than they have in years. Gold has enjoyed sustained upward trajectory, recently reaching a new all-time high. Silver's lagged behind. Gold's rise has been driven by global political and fiscal challenges, concerns over inflation versus growth, geopolitical tensions, and questions about the future role of the U.S. dollar. With gold approaching 2,500, a medium-term target, silver must prove its own metal, which I do think is going to happen, and they explain right here. Understanding silver's dual role, right? Silver can take on a life of its own because it's used for something different. Why are gold and silver's prices so directly correlated when they're used for two completely different things? I think that will start to come into play in the future. Silver is a multifaceted metal straddling two distinct roles: a precious metal, often referred to as poor man's gold, and as an industrial metal. Some would even argue that silver is a critical industry or industrial commodity, and it is. Okay, I don't want to go too much into demand. I talk about this so much But yeah, it's in the EV world now. We're trying to go green, all that stuff. So the Silver Institute predicts that industrial demand will consume the majority of silver supply in the coming years, leaving little for jewelry and investment. These factors suggest a bullish long-term outlook for silver prices. However, the above-ground availability of silver remains an unknown variable, complicating the supply picture. For example, uranium experienced a 10-year deficit, yet an unexpected 1 billion pounds of uranium still entered the market after the Fukushima disaster in 2011, which caused prices to plummet. Silver may face similar unpredictable supply dynamics. Now, I could argue that that would not happen since silver is much more valuable, and when I mean valuable, I mean in terms of useful, than uranium. I mean, when we're talking about something like military and aerospace, 500 ounces of silver in a single Tomahawk missile, up to 11,000 ounces in some torpedoes. Silver is used in nuclear reactors, AI chips, all these new things. And remember, silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity and electricity and light sensitivity. So we're talking about something that is irreplaceable and highly needed. So, and most of it's thrown away. It's rarely recycled. So, and it's a byproduct. So, I mean, that could be the case, but I highly doubt it, especially since so many countries, banks, people are all trying to get it and aren't letting go of it. And there's a reason why they're trying so hard to suppress it in the first place. So anyways, so production, supply side, I'm not going to look into that too much. So let's go into this other article. This is pretty interesting. This also came out yesterday. Silver nears $30 or a dollar drop. Tech innovation fuels demand outlook. Silver rises towards $30 as the dollar weakens. They talk about Samsung again. I mean, I guess, yeah, we already kind of covered this, so let's go back into, I don't really want to look at anything from here, really. Maybe something's interesting. There's so much information that I pick up on a daily basis. Sometimes it's kind of hard picking and choosing what I want to share with you all. Like, I'll have like 10 different articles that came out in one day, and then I'll try to I'll try to highlight the most important stuff that I think is critical to know, not just the okay stuff. This is actually interesting since we see some charts though. Overall production is declining. Since peaking in 2016, global silver production has declined by 8%, annual output falling from almost 900 million ounces to 831 million ounces by the end of 2023, with production set to fall again in 2024. And you can see here's the mine production. And then you look at this deficit. Look at this. This is hundreds of millions of ounces. In the last 4 years alone, we're looking at a deficit of over 700 million ounces in the red. Look, 300 million ounces a deficit in 2020, 150 million ounce deficit in 2021, let's say 130 million ounce deficit in 2022, 140 million ounce deficit in 2023. They're expecting an over 250 million ounce deficit in 2024. We're talking about serious numbers, and these numbers aren't going to change anytime soon. It's only going to get worse. So you could, even if we had a great year of production, we are so behind on the amount of silver, right? Some are saying silver could go extinct by the year 2025. We could use up all the silver. And it's only going to get worse while we need more and more of it. Look, photovoltaic demand. Like, look at these charts. Booming. But look at these deficits. So yeah, it's just things to put in perspective, folks. Like, if you're looking at something to invest into, looking at this strict from an investment perspective, low supply, high demand pushes the price up. I'm not trying to sit here and tell everyone you need to buy silver, it's going to explode, but just looking at the basics. Like, my name is Silver Slayer for a reason. I believe in silver and gold. I mean, gold. I'm wearing a shirt right now that says "Go Long on Gold." It's one of Miles Franklin's shirts. I also want the one that says "Triple Digit Silver." They got to send me that one. Shout out to Andy. But regardless, this stuff, it's more than just getting rich. It is wealth itself, and the wealth itself part of this, the intrinsic value part of this, is why it will be going up. It's not silver going up, it's more so the dollar becoming so worthless that it takes more dollars to buy an ounce of silver. Just like at the grocery store, it costs more money to buy eggs or whatever. That's not eggs price going up necessarily. It's just the dollar becoming so worthless that it takes more of those dollars. It's like in Zimbabwe, you have the Zimbabwe $1 trillion bill, or you have those homeless people that have signs that says broke millionaire, or they carry their money in trash bags because their dollar is so inflated. It has the purchasing power of like 5 pennies. So instead of going to the cash register, they weigh their money on scales. They don't use cash because it would take so long to count out all the pieces of paper, all the dollar bills. So they literally carry their money in trash bags, weighed on scales. And that's from third world countries, but the same principle applies. It's just going to take us a lot longer because we're not a third world country, but every fiat-based system has the same exact dynamics. We're trying to get ourselves out of debt by replacing it with more debt. It's like trying to pay off a credit card with another credit card. It has caught up. So silver is the only alternative, and gold. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here, folks, just to recap a little bit. You know, we have this stuff going on. Silver is bouncing back. Remember, folks, to subscribe if you want a chance to win silver. I'm doing a massive giveaway soon, a token of my appreciation, pun intended. But we also have the other contest coming up in 10 days. Guess what silver's price will be closing on August 31st, and you might win something. And, you know, you can join patreon.com/silverslayer. Also, remember, we have those 10th ounce Britannias, those cool little things. They're only $4.99 per coin. So you can buy, like, maybe, you know, just buy a couple of them. Buy, like, $50. I wouldn't recommend $50 because of shipping and stuff, but you know, you could buy some, just have, you know, a bag of them, like these beautiful little shiny coins, a whole bunch. I mean, it's so cool. If you've never seen a 10th ounce coin, it's like the size of a dime. So just imagine a whole bunch of dime-sized Britannias that you could put in like a bag or a box or something. Just have hundreds of them or something. But it would be so cool to have. You know, I'm definitely grabbing some of those. They just came out yesterday or 2 days ago now. It's been on the special, so you can email me, slayer@milesfranklin.com, or call me 330-485-6172. I love you all. Make sure you subscribe, not for my sake, for your own. Subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace.